Welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast. I am Charlie Calieri alongside
Gavin Williams.
And today we'll be recapping week 10 of the NFL season. It's already crazy to think that we're already through 10 weeks of the NFL season.
Sad.
And we'll be talking about and previewing week 11. As always, at the end of the episode, we'll be doing our week 11 picks. Will be posted on our Instagram.
At Out of Bounds Podcast for the dot between every single word.
Yes, it is, Gavin. If you have not seen our Bonaventure Sports Now game preview, check that out.
At Bonaventure Sports Now.
At Bonaventure Sports Now.
On Instagram.
But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, there's I would say this is a less eventful week than last week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, last week was also trade deadline.
So that's easy.
Yeah.
But a lot of trade deadlines for fantasy leagues this week, which is big, including one for my sleeper leagues. Next week, I think, is the one for our school league.
Yep,
I think that's pretty big.
We got a big week.
And speaking of our school league, we are matched up in fantasy this week.
We are.
That's going to be a good matchup to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, both of us need some wins right now for some playoff implications. I mean,
well, I need playoff implications. Gavin needs playoff seeding.
I do.
Right
I'm battling for seeding right now. I really am.
That's more of it. But I'm right there.
You are.
I'm right there.
I'm gonna pull it up right now, actually, as we're speaking, just because like we don't have too much to talk about for our teams, so I want to bring up our other teams.
Yeah.
So
something that's going well.
So as of right now, I'm number 2 in the league. As of right now, Charlie Calieri is number 10.
Yeah, I'm number 10. Yeah, I'm number 10. But I think
number
I'm
10 in this
efficient
league.
4 and 6.
But it's a little different. I mean, if we look at it like specifically,
how many 4 and 6
standings,
teams are there?
There are. Let's see here. We got 1,
we
2,
14
3,
teams in the league.
4, 5, 4 and 6 teams.
That's crazy.
So you're 1 win away from being in the playoffs right now.
I'm right there.
And
I just got to win my games. Look at my schedule in front of me, win my games, and then I'm in. That's my goal.
Exactly.
Goal.
I mean, and we have a ton to worry about when it comes to that. We 14 men in the league. I mean, that's a big league. So
double flex as well.
And I mean, double flex. It's top 8 teams make the playoffs.
It's a lot of players.
A lot of players.
And draft picks too. It's a lot that goes into it.
A lot of people talk a lot of crap about my team, but they always find
not
always.
I've never.
You
I've
have
never.
But Colts correspondent has pooped on my team.
I mean, last year your team was not great.
No,
it was not great, but you filled it out well this year.
Much better.
I think if I had James Conner,
actually, I made the playoffs last year. 2 years ago, I was.
Oh, maybe that's
third
what
to
I'm
last.
thinking of. If I had James Conner on my team the whole year, I think my team is near, not 4 and 6. I will say 5 and 5 or better.
I'll say 6 and 4. I'll give you the 6 and 4.
There was I lost to Ian by 1 point 2 weeks ago, which is going to come back to bite me. I already know that because he is also sitting around my record as well. And then I lost a few other close games along the way as well. That's just what fantasy is.
That's what fantasy is. Yeah.
I've won a few close games too. I mean, that's just how it goes. But right now, you can only focus on the game in front of you, and the game in front of me is you.
Yeah. All right.
So
all right.
Here we go.
Something's in the way.
Something is in the way. But yeah, both need some wins. As always in fantasy, that's important.
And we always give you guys an update how we're doing, but we're going to give you a little different update today because there's snow on the floor, on the ground in St. Bonaventure. I actually don't mind it right now. All the way till January 1st, I don't mind the snow. January 2nd hits, get out of here.
I mean, that's a weird timeline, I think. I think that more so for me, it's like I'm fine with it in November, fine with it. Really fine with it after Thanksgiving hits. And then, Thanksgiving to Christmas, that's a good time for it to really get going on the snow.
Yep.
And then, it's kind of the same feeling of right now after Christmas for me until about, I don't know, Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I think Valentine's Day is the cutoff
All right.
of when I'm really getting sick of the snow. And then I think after that,
it can go.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done with it because that gives me a month buffer to my birthday. For
the
snow to go away before my birthday. So that's all I care about around that time.
All right. So we're going to start this off today with a recent firing of a head coach. Brian Daboll, you are gone. Have a career in New York. You're gone, dude. You're absolutely dumpster fire of a tenure there. Not even a tenure, of a couple of years
Made
there.
The playoffs once.
The first year.
St. Francis alum, Brian Daboll. Shout out to Daboll. You will get picked up.
He will.
Else.
I mean,
as an OC of probably an elite offense. because you will be desired by most teams and potentially one in this room, if not both.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, who knows? But yeah, Dable fired. Interesting just season for the Giants. Keeps getting more interesting with all the injuries that have happened.
Yep.
They've been in the news about every week, and they're not that great of a team. It's crazy. Either Skadaboo getting hurt, Neighbors getting hurt, the whole Russell Wilson saga at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
When is he going to get benched? He has a great game, and then he finally gets benched the game after he has a good game. Dart comes in, has a good game himself, wins a game, and here we are with them sitting at
2-8.
2-8.
2-8.
So good for them to still find a way to be in the headlines, but
they find a way.
Maybe for the wrong things.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I don't think it was a surprise. I mean, I don't know. I probably would have given him to the end of the season just to see if he could string a couple more wins. I don't think that firing him's doing anything for that team right now.
I think they're really just focused on Jackson Dart, I think, at this point, in his development. And I don't think that they thought that Dable was the long-term coach. So if you think you have your long-term quarterback but not your long-term coach, dump the coach, I guess. I guess that was their philosophy.
I don't know. I just don't like Mike Kafka stepping in there. He's an awful
I don't like
caller.
that either, but, I mean, stepping in is what he's doing. He's just stepping in. So I don't know. I feel like that's a desirable job, especially with some of the young pieces that they have, especially on offense. If you get an offensive mastermind type guru guy, that archetype of coach, whatever. But right now they're sitting at 2-8, so not much to really desire for this season, but maybe for future seasons. They are 0-6 on the road.
They are 0-6.
And 2-2 at home, but 0-6 on the road. That's terrible.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
That's really bad. But next, we're gonna stop talking about the negatives. We're gonna focus on some positives right now. Charlie, I'm gonna ask you first because I have a 1-2-3 punch. I'm gonna ask you, as of right now, if the season ended today, who is your NFL MVP? Or I'm going to ask you straight up, but you can also give me a couple answers.
I'm going to give you one answer. It's Jonathan Taylor. I don't care. About 3 weeks ago on this program, when Ian Kennedy was sitting in that chair right over there, I'm pointing to a chair.
It's empty right now.
It's empty right now. Well, it has Gavin's bag on it.
Yeah, my backpack's having a nice
Ian was
seat.
there about 3 weeks ago. I was totally out on Jonathan Taylor winning the MVP, and I was all in on Baker Mayfield winning the MVP. How quickly that turns. The last 3 weeks, 4 games since that conversation, he's had 3 touchdowns against the Chargers, 2 against the Titans, none against the Steelers, but that was on a loss.
Yep.
So that happens. And then 3 again in Berlin against the Falcons. Unreal. I mean, he's added 8 touchdowns since I said, hey, I don't think Jonathan Taylor's the MVP. He had 7 before that, which was already a great number through, I think, 7 weeks. But now he has 15 touchdowns through 10 games. 10 games. So just incredible. I think he's the MVP by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 3 guys that I have in contention right now. And I think the reason why I have 3 and not just 1 is I need to see the way the rest of the season plays out for each of these 3 guys, see where they end up at the end of the season. Like we said, Jonathan Taylor, I'll mention him again. Many games over 200 yards. He's on track to break some records this year. And if he does break the record, he gets the MVP, 100%, in my opinion. If it's a record that hasn't been broken in so long, Adrian Peterson was the last one that was close. He didn't break it, but he still won the MVP that year. Last non-quarterback to win MVP was Adrian Peterson. I would love to see Jonathan Taylor at the NFL honors. Maybe not. Maybe they'll be in the bowl. We'll see. But
yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Little update on the odds here. Matt Stafford is plus 275. Drake May is plus 300. And both Patrick Mahomes and Jonathan Taylor are both plus 500.
Okay.
So Jonathan Taylor is not seen as quite nearly as the favorite as we think he is.
I think it's just because of the quarterback award now.
But I agree. I was just going to say that. I totally agree.
But the other guy I was going to bring up is Drake May. We have to not – he cannot be excluded out of this conversation. We have to remember a year ago, this was a 4-win team. 4 wins. 4. They've doubled that in 10 weeks this year. They were 8-2, third in overall AFC because it is a very stacked, top-heavy AFC right now. and they're first seed in their conference, which they were not even sniffed to win that division, or first seed in their division. Weren't even a thought to win that division this year at all. And they're 8-2. They're on a 7-game win streak right now, 7 games. And they have beaten some notable teams. And I know their schedule's not the hardest in the whole league, but I think after this week, going into Tampa, battling some rain, and beating Baker at home, that officially brings him into my top 2. I think he's 1 or 2, 1A, 1B, whichever one you want to put with him and JT. I just think that we have to recognize his deep ball that he's been throwing all year. That's very efficient. I also got to give some credit to Josh McDaniels. He has absolutely revived his career in New England. And I'd love to see that because he is a mastermind when it comes to play calling. I think we also have to think about just the job Mike Vrabel's done. I love Shane Steichen. He is not the coach of the year right now. And everybody's saying it. He's not. This team, like I said, was 4 wins last year. We have to remember that. 4-13. Miserable year for New England. But I'm done for them right now. My third guy, who in my opinion is the most efficient passer in the NFL right now, Matt Stafford. I think 39 years old. I think. Not positive. Check me on that. But would be one of the oldest MVPs ever if he did win this year. 37. Still pretty old though. A lot of people categorize that as out of their prime, and he's putting up his best numbers in his career, 26-1.
He would be tied for third oldest MVP of all time, tied with Y.A. Tittle of the New York Football Giants in 1963. Rich Gannon of the 2002 Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
The Peyton Manning season of 2013, he was 37 years old with Denver. Aaron Rodgers in 2020.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers in 2021 is the second oldest. And then Tom Brady at 40 years old in 2017.
He was 40.
Wow. He was 40 years old in 2017.
That's wild.
He's played until 2021 or 22, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts.
But yeah, Matt Stafford, 26 touchdowns, 1 interception. They are 7-2 right now. Currently one game away from being in the division champ. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, if the season ends today, it's either Jonathan Taylor or Drake May.
Speaking of Drake May, let's shift to the AFC East in the divisions. Let's talk about some. I mean, we're more than halfway through the season right now at this point.
Yeah.
So let's talk about who we each think is going to win each division.
Yeah.
And then, you wanted to bring out where each team would be playing in the playoffs if the season did end today.
Yep.
Let's start in the AFC East. Like I said, Patriots are sitting at 8-2, and the Bills are sitting at 6-3. It's kind of a 2-horse race in the AFC.
It really
East,
is. Yep.
If not a 1-horse race. Who do you think is going to win that division?
As of right now, I think the New England Patriots will win that division, and I'll give you a couple reasons why, and it's a reason that we cannot avoid, and it is the schedule. They do have some decent games coming up, but I think they really made it through their hardest part of their schedule. And I think their second matchup against Buffalo is at home, and they're coming off a bye. So they have full extra week preparation and rest to beat Buffalo. I'm not saying they will beat Buffalo. I'm saying they can use that to really bring them up and win that division. So in that scenario, and in my case, I am going to say the Patriots will win the East, the AFC East.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm just going to say the Bills because I feel like I have to. Gavin.
That makes sense.
And, I think last week I was a lot more confident that we would do it. I'm still somewhat confident. I think that we can because I believe that if you have a guy like Josh Allen, you can win any football game that you play in.
Yep.
But it's not looking very likely. I guess let's just say that. So, but I'm still going to say the Bills.
All right.
Somehow. Some way we're going to find a way.
Okay. I like that. I think that the week, I think it's 14 or a week 15 game against the Patriots will really help decide who wins that division.
Oh, for sure. AFC North now. Steelers sitting at 5-4. Slipping a little bit. They have lost their last one. But I think 2 out of 3.
They have. The Packers beat the Colts.
The Colts, which was a huge win for them at this
point. It really
because
was.
If not, they'd be tied with the Ravens, who are sitting at 4-5, who have really climbed their way back. 3 straight wins for them. Streaky season for the Ravens here. The Bengals sitting at 3-6. They're still.
They're hoping to get
Joe Burrow's practicing
back.
again.
He's on a 21-day window right now, and if he does come back, he will be playing the Ravens in his first game back.
And speaking of the Ravens, I think that they're going to come back and win this division. I think that they're going to win that game against the Bengals, and I think that they're going to. I'm pretty sure that the Ravens and Steelers still play each other.
I think so. I think they have to play twice.
Yeah, so I think that the Ravens win at least one of those games, if not both, and I think that would carry them to winning that division somehow. Once again, it looked very bleak in week 6 or week 5 for the Ravens, but right now, I mean, it's looking all right.
I'm also going to agree with the Ravens. I hate the inconsistency of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it is absolutely atrocious how inconsistent that team can be. And for that being said, with the hot hand, I'm going to go with Baltimore as well.
AFC South, the Colts have been at the front runner for this division for the whole season.
Yep.
The Jags are sitting there at 5-4. Texans sitting there at 4-5. Huge win.
For the Texans
last week.
Davis Mills keeping that season alive.
With C.J. Stroud and underrated part of their team, Kaimi Fairbairn, out, their kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Davis Mills did lead that team to a win against those Jaguars, which was a huge...
That was an awesome game.
Awesome game, huge division win for the Texans in Houston. But I'm still going to have the Colts winning this division. I think that with Jonathan Taylor, the way that offense is playing right now, 321 points scored in the season. I don't think anybody's nearly close to that, at least in the AFC. Nope, nobody's even at 300 yet.
Yeah.
And they've only let up 206, so up 115 on the net points there. I think that they're proving that they're legit. They're 6-0 at home, so if they get in the playoffs, have some home games, who knows what happens. It's a scary sight to see, honestly, at this point, because the Colts are legit.
They are, and I'm going to also have the Colts winning this division. I think all the teams are too far gone to win the division at this point. I'm not saying from the playoffs. I'm just saying too far gone from the division.
AFC West, this is the best one I think we're going to talk about here. Three teams I think that are going to be in it. I mean, maybe another division also with 3 teams in there. We'll talk about that down the line. But the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs. Broncos at 8-2, Chargers at 7-3, and the Chiefs sitting at 5-4.
And we're not excluding the Chiefs. I mean, no, they're 5-4. It's a lot farther away from 8-2, but anything can happen with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, they're still in it.
I agree.
A lot of divisional games still to play. Obviously, the Chargers sitting at 3-0 in the division, so they have the upper hand there. Before the season, I did pick the Broncos to win this division.
You did.
And you picked the Chiefs.
I did.
Pretty sure.
I did.
I'm gonna switch my pick to the Chargers, though. I think that they're gonna roar back, take over this division. I've just been more impressed, I think, with the Chargers, and the way that they play consistently from week to week. I know the Broncos, they're 5-0 at home, very impressive. 3-2 on the road, that scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Chargers 3-1 on the road, 4-2 at home. I mean, we know that SoFi is not really, a great home field advantage. So, essentially playing in a quote neutral site, 4-2 is pretty good for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I think that the way that Jim Harbaugh's coaching this team right now, he has them energized. They're without their star running back as well right now, too.
They are.
Vidal's been playing really good, but still without Hampton. I think that the Chargers take that division somehow, some way.
I'm going to disagree here. I'm going to go with the Broncos. And I know we just brought up their home record and their away record. I think what's keeping me on the Broncos right now is the fact that maybe not the way they should win games, they still find a way to win games. Especially we saw it on Thursday night in a horrible primetime game. We saw a really bad primetime this week. It was a bad
primetime week, yeah.
But I think that just shows that in the NFL anybody can win, and it's just finding that way to still win, still end up on top. We've seen a great comeback victory for them this year. They find ways, and I think if they can suffer a loss, maybe to the Chiefs, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I think this can be a really interesting. This could be the most interesting division in football at the end of the season.
I think it will be. I think that this is going to be the Week 18 game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to do a little check on that right now. But
Yeah.
I think we can start looking at that kind of projection, too. That's something that I always look forward to is when they decide that Sunday night game. That's always the most important game of the regular season for those two teams. It just always works out.
I do think that all three teams will make the playoffs, so I think the Jags and the Texans will slip. I don't think Pittsburgh will make it. So I think all three of those teams will make it to the playoffs this year like it was last year. And I will still have Denver in winning that division.
The Broncos and the Chargers do play the last week of the season.
Wow.
That could set up for a divisional winning matchup there in Denver.
Yeah.
Which would be a great game. Maybe Steelers-Ravens could be a game in Pittsburgh. Lions-Bears if they stay hot. But those would be really the only ones that I see that could be for divisional races, I'm pretty sure. Unless the Seahawks and the Niners end up at the top of that division. But who knows? That's for 7 weeks from now. We'll decide that. But now into the NFC.
Yep.
Moving to the NFC. I think the NFC East is pretty self-explanatory.
We're both taking the Eagles here.
Yeah, 7-2, up 4 games. I think it's what a lot of Bills fans, I'm not saying including myself because I was like iffy on this, but it's a lot of what Bills fans thought that the AFC East would look like this year.
I thought it was going to look like that.
Yeah, I don't want to say, I don't know, because I always thought that the Patriots were going to be at least competitive with us. I didn't think they were going to be 8-2 good.
No, yeah.
But,
I agree.
Eagles sitting there at 7-2, they're probably going to run away with that division.
I agree.
By week 15.
Yeah.
At least. Now your division, NFC North. This division is packed.
Yes.
This division's packed. Lions at 6-3. Bears also at a sneaky 6-3. Packers at 5-3-1. And then the Vikings at 4-5. This is a situation right here, Gavin, where that tie does not help you.
No, this is where the tie hurts us.
This is where the tie really hurts.
It was helping us all the way until this week.
Right.
And now it's hurting us.
Right.
Because now, having that extra game that's not a win, this is where it's going to kill us. And I can't confidently tell you, I can't look at you in the eye and say the Packers are winning this division because I don't think they are anymore. I think that the playing calling is atrocious. The only thing that's helping this team is the defense. And when they've put up less than 16 points, they've lost all 3 of those games. They're not winning the division. I will be completely honest. No excuses. Not winning the division. Detroit Lions are hot. And I don't like to say this, but I think a game that will help them propel their season to be NFC North champs is on Thanksgiving when they beat the Green Bay Packers at home. I will predict it now. I'm not going to put it on the predictions.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
As always.
I think that obviously when that week does come, I will put the Packers to win because I'm not going to pick against my team, but I do predict that they will lose. So I think that game will truly determine who wins the division. Packers still have to play the Bears twice. I still like the way we match up against the Bears. I still hate the Bears with every bone in my body.
Those games are going to be electric now. That both teams are finally good at the same time. I feel like the years that the Bears were good, maybe the 2 years that they were good, the Packers weren't as good as you think they would be. So finally, now that they're both pretty good, that's going to be some fun matchups.
They played twice in 3 weeks.
That's wow.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
It goes Bears, Broncos, Bears.
Tough stretch right there for the Packers.
So I have the Detroit Lions winning the division here.
I'm going to agree with you. I had the Vikings winning this division before the season. I really thought that JJ was going to be healthy the whole year. He's been playing well.
Yeah,
and the Vikings have been playing well. I know they lost last week, but still playing well. Sitting at 4-5, they're not totally out of it. They would need to probably run the table,
and they need a lot. They need some help.
They need some help too, but a lot of divisional games could be that help at the same time. But I think the Lions eventually will run away with it. I think that the Bears are going to stay there really close with them on their tail, metaphorically, I guess, for the whole rest of the season. I think the Packers are going to be there too. I think that these 3 are really going to be close and then slowly just chip away. And the Lions are going to be standing at the top of this division by the end of the season, I think.
I think in order for the Packers to somehow find a way to get there, we need all 3 except for the Packers to go 3-3 in the division. That's the only way that we find our way to the top. But now we will move on to the NFC West, where we're just talking. We have 3 teams in contention for.
We're going to the West or South?
Oh, we can start with the South.
Let's go South.
Okay, we'll end it with the West. All right, so in the South, I have Tampa Bay here. I like how Carolina has a late season stretch. mid-season stretch, I guess, going on, I think that they are a very decent team, but I don't see anybody taking that division championship away from Baker and the Bucs.
Can you believe that the Falcons have not won a game since they beat the Bills? They've lost 4 in a row. 4 in a row. That is not the team that the Bills played. That team was electric coming off a bye for them. But they're sitting at 3-6 towards the bottom of that division, closer to the Saints than the Panthers at this point. The Panthers sitting at 5-5. I think the Panthers are going to give the Bucs a really good run for their money this year.
Okay.
I really do. And I really like that Panthers team. I think they get in the playoffs.
You think the Panthers get in the playoffs? Okay.
I think the Panthers get actually, no. That doesn't make sense.
Is it the most stacked the NFC has been in a while?
Yeah, which is unfortunate for them because they're going to be probably picking not where they want to pick.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do think that the Bucs take this division at the end of the day. They're still the best team. They're not playing well at home. They're 2-2 at home, 4-1 on the road. So, they just got to pick it up at home, and I think that they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC come playoff time, especially with a lot of the injuries that they have. Bucky Irving coming back soon, Chris Godwin coming back soon. And then, I think they take it. And then the NFC West right here, like you were alluding to before, I mean, you got 3 teams before the season. I picked the 49ers to win. You picked the Rams.
I did.
Seahawks and Rams are both sitting at 7-2. Huge game this week in LA. Both teams have won 4 in a row. That's going to be possibly America's game of the week. If not, Chiefs-Broncos. I'm excited to pick those games a little bit later in the episode. I still think... No, I'm not going to pick the Niners. I'm going to pick the Seahawks. I've been on the Seahawks train the whole year. And I really didn't believe them to win the division before the season. I believed them to make the playoffs. But seeing Sam Darnold and his connection with JSN, and now a lot of those other receivers that they have, I think that eventually they're going to take the division, and I think it starts this week with a win. I'm going to say it right now, with a win in LA.
All right. This is a great division right here. It really is. All 3 top teams are really good, and I want to give some credit at Insured by Luke. The Cardinals, I know, I'm not saying the Cardinals are winning, but I just want to point out the Cardinals, in my opinion, are the best team in last place in their division as a whole National Football League. I'm going to put them above Minnesota, even though they're 3-6.
I don't know. I still think Minnesota's better, but I think they're a very close second.
Okay.
Very close second.
But in this division, I'm going to stay with the team that I chose to pick. I'm going with the Rams, especially the way that Matthew Stafford is throwing that football. I like the way they stack up against a lot of teams in the NFL. They might be one of my NFC favorites come playoff time to go to the bowl. So, give me the Rams to take the crown in the West. And so, as of right now, if the season ended today, I'm going to give you the quick playoff picture. We'll go AFC first. 1 seed's Colts. 2 seed versus 7 seed. This is Broncos. Sorry, I'll say Jags at Broncos. Then we have the 6 seed Bills visiting the 3 seeded Patriots, which if this ended today, that would... And if it ended up like this at the end of the season, that'd be the 3rd time matching up against your own divisional opponent. That's never easy. And then we would have the 5 seeded Chargers against the 4 seeded Steelers. So we see some notable teams out, like the Ravens and Chiefs, which we both predict will make it into the playoffs. And I think that 7 seed Jags and the 4 seed Steelers will be knocked out come week 18.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great race at the end of the season because you got about 9 solid teams at least in both conferences.
Yeah,
probably 11 in the NFC.
It's the most well-rounded, probably NFL season that we've seen in a while.
I think so. I think a lot of it has to do with some big injuries that have happened.
I agree.
And just mid quarterback play. I think that has a lot to do with it too, and I think that just sets up for a great playoffs too, and some unlikely heroes potentially too, which is going to be which is always exciting. But yeah, I think that if we as in the Bills would go to New England, I can't say I really know how that game would go because we haven't gone there yet.
That's true.
So I'm gonna hold off on saying anything about that game. But with the other matchups, we just saw Steelers and the Chargers play last week. Didn't go very well for the Steelers, but it'd be in Pittsburgh this time, so that'd be pretty big. And then, I still think that the Broncos would take that game against the Chargers for sure, or against the Jaguars for sure. good for the Colts, man, getting that 1 seed.
And then in the NFC, we have the Philly Eagles getting the first round bye with the 1 seed. You would have the 7 seed Green Bay Packers at the 2 seed Seattle Seahawks.
Not a good matchup for the Packers.
Not a good matchup. That would be ugly. Then we would have the 6 seeded Bears at the 3 seeded Lions, which we saw the last time those two teams matched up in Detroit.
I don't really want to see that game.
I don't either, because I think the Lions would erupt on them. I really do. And then we have the 5 seeded Rams at the 4 seeded Bucks, which we've seen in years past. And I think the Rams would come out on top of that one. I really would.
And this is kind of nuts because it leaves the 49ers out of the playoffs right now.
It does.
And I think that the 49ers are a playoff team.
I do too.
But with those teams, I don't know who you take out for them to get in. So, once again, it's going to be a great end of the season here. And then the Panthers as well, sitting right there, right below the Niners. Unfortunate for them that this is the season that they picked to be a good team. But I think eventually one of these teams is going to end up falling off, whether it be from injuries or just bad play. I mean, we saw it with the Falcons. Everybody thought after they beat the Bills, hey, this is a team that's going to compete with the Bucs, if not overtake the Bucs and win that division. Now they're sitting at 3rd, and another team in the NFC South took basically their reins and decided that, hey, we're going to be the number 2 team.
I think it's funny, too, when we look at the Packers right now. I'm just going to bring them up really quick about how great they started the season at 4-0. And then if you told me before the season that we would have 3 losses, I would tell you, yeah, that sounds legit. Probably one to the Lions, probably one to the Eagles, and maybe one of them sprinkled in there with some random team. Maybe the Commanders week 2 would have taken us over. But those 3 losses have really, really changed the way I looked at this team. And with the upcoming schedule,
really makes you reflect, yeah.
Yeah, with the upcoming schedule, it doesn't make me confident to even say that the Packers will even make the playoffs. To be completely honest, the way that they're playing, if they keep playing the way they do, they're not making the playoffs at all.
Yeah, I'll touch quickly on the Bills because I don't really want to talk about that game that happened on Sunday. But
I will bring the game up in a little bit.
But ugly game, and we need to figure some stuff out.
You want to just transition to the game?
Yeah, I'm going to it right now.
All right, so we'll do the Packers game next.
I don't know, man. I just don't know about this team. It really does make you reflect when your team loses. But I'm going to the game this week, so that's pretty fun.
That's gonna be electric.
Yeah, against the Bucs. So that's gonna be a good
crowd
game.
Needs to be in it.
Hopefully a good bounce back game. I mean, divisional games are always tough. I always say that. Divisional games are always tough. I don't care who it is. I think that we took them too lightly. We were maybe looking a little bit too far in our schedule because we have some tough games coming up, some really competitive games, and I'm really nervous when we play some of these lower teams, even like the Bengals. Can that offense, could that be the week they explode for that many points and we just can't keep up with them? Is it going to be the Steelers? Is that defense going to lock down our offense like the Dolphins just did?
Yeah.
A lot of questions with this team right now. But overall, still in a playoff spot. Can't really complain too much. Just keep winning the games that are on your schedule and hopefully just get in there. And at this point, it's not really about winning the division.
It's not.
You know, it is. It's always nice to have some home games, and it would be nice to have another playoff game in that stadium before it gets demolished.
Yeah.
But it might not happen this year or any year.
Yeah.
That's sad. But still in a playoff spot, so you can't really complain too much.
Yeah, I have the Monday night game. Packers were home against the Eagles, and I actually only have one thing to say. Actually, I have 2 things to say. Sorry. Number 1, I want to apologize to Jeff Hafley and our entire defense. I'm very sincerely sorry that we only put up 7 points, and you guys held them to 10. And number 2, no excuses. That is an inexcusable loss. On to the Giants. That's all I gotta say.
We'll move on now to, once again, we're really going up and down here with these negatives and positives of this show. But let's get back to some positives here. Some top guys from the week. If you know what's coming up, you're probably pretty excited right now. It's the FMVP and the MVP presented by Gavin Williams.
We're going to start this FMVP off with a pretty solid note that this guy absolutely erupted this week. Had 22 carries, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions, 51 yards, totaling 40.5 points in fantasy. His name is Devon Achane. Had an absolutely amazing game, fantasy-wise, regular game-wise. Had the dagger in the game. I mean, this guy just absolutely erupted in this game.
Dagger and a garbage time touchdown, but
dagger. That was the dagger.
Time, but
40.5 fantasy points. Devon Achane, congratulations. You are the fantasy MVP presented by Gavin Williams. And now, a man that we were talking about earlier today, who had 244 yards on 32 carries with 3 touchdowns. And if you were curious, 49.6 fantasy points. If you're curious, Jonathan Taylor. That was probably the most way to wake up on my Sunday morning playing my friend Jake Doe, who is 9-1 in fantasy, on an 8-game winning streak with 50 points. I'm already down 50-0. Not even started the 1 o'clock window yet.
That's
an
tough.
awful way.
That's a tough pill to swallow on a Sunday.
And that is
morning.
only one player too.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Jonathan Taylor. Not only are you the MVP of Week 10, you are also in the contention for the MVP in the entire
for sure.
NFL.
For sure.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah. Let's move on to our picks now.
Yeah,
Week
absolutely.
11 picks. Starting with the Thursday night game.
Yep.
Jets at Patriots. It's going to be a good divisional matchup, and I think that
Will
there's
be.
9. There's 15 games this week. 2 teams on a bye: the Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints, which was a Super Bowl matchup back in the day.
It was. The onside kick at halftime from Sean Payton.
But there's 15 games this week. Out of those 15 games, there's 9. I repeat, 9 divisional matchups. So a huge Week 11 in the NFL this season. And if you've been keeping up with our picks, the record now is getting a little bit more narrow. Gavin's record's sitting at 99 wins and 51 losses. And I'm sitting at 98 wins and 52 losses. So...
And we have 6 swing games this week.
we have 6 swing games.
This is the biggest week of the season.
This is by far the biggest week of the season. I think this is going to tell the tale for maybe who comes out on top for the records for this season. Let's start there on that Thursday night game where the Patriots are wearing some pretty nice jerseys.
Pretty cool.
Some
I just
pretty
wish,
nice jerseys.
I wish the colors were a little different. If
I
the
agree.
colors were different,
But they're cool.
They would be one of the coolest jerseys in
But
the
they're
NFL.
cool.
But they're cool. And the way that team's rolling right now, I can't pick against them, and I cannot pick the Jets. Even though, congratulations on getting your second win of the season.
Second win. Now they're not the worst team in the league. It's now the Tennessee Titans by far.
It is.
By far.
So that they're still gonna be hungover from celebrating their Super Bowl last week for the Jets. So I will be picking the Patriots in a divisional game, and I know we brought this up. You need to win your divisional games. The Patriots, you have a huge target on your back. How do you respond? This Thursday night is a great way to respond. Give me the Patriots here.
God, I hope the Jets win. They won't. And I have the Patriots winning this game pretty handily. I think they're going to crush them. Commanders at Dolphins is the start of the week. And I'm pretty sure this game is overseas.
It is. I think it's in Madrid.
It's in Madrid, in Spain, España. Weird that those 2 teams are over in Spain.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
Yeah, but I'm going to take the Commanders waking up on a Sunday morning, and I think I'm going to see a Commanders win by 12:30.
I'm going to agree. I think the Dolphins Super Bowl was last week. I think they put everything into their season to win last week. So I will take the Commanders here as well. I don't think they're going to be properly prepared to play this Commanders team who is hurt, and I think they will find a way to get on top.
It's historically not worked well for Mike McDaniel when he's talked, whatever
His victory
in
lap.
the media. So, referencing also, I wish it were colder, that shirt that he wore.
Oh my
and
God,
and
that
we
was
just destroyed
amazing.
them. Whatever. Packers at Giants, your team is the next game here.
Yeah.
The start of the 1 o'clock window for the NFL. I'm going to take the Packers to win that game.
I think that there is. I was talking to my friend. Shout out Jake Dote again. This is the most terrified I've been to play a 2-8 team in my life. The way this Packers team is playing, but this could be a great way to bounce back. I mean, they just lost their head coach.
It's always a game, though, where a team could rally.
That's true. Like, with a whole new coach, they could just rally a different way. I think if Dart plays this game, it will be a good game. It will be. We'll see what he does. We'll see if he plays. But I'm not picking against my team. Go Pack, go. Find a way to get it back in this playoff picture with hopefully some help.
Another divisional game here. Texans at Titans.
Just give me the Texans.
Yeah, give me the Texans too. There's not much to say here, but I'll just say this. This could be a sneaky win for the Titans this week because CJ Stroud is still probably going to be out. And you never know when you're starting quarterbacks out. And
when you're starting quarterbacks, Davis Mills.
And when they're on the road too. You never know. So but anyway, moving from AFC South to NFC South. Panthers at Falcons, two teams that we were talking about today.
Yep.
And this will be our first swing game of the week as well.
This will be.
I'm going to take the Panthers in this game. I still believe in that team. And I know you're going to feel a little bit differently about the other team. But I think that the Panthers, with Bryce Young, are such a, I don't want to say, they're a good team.
Okay.
Really good team with Bryce Young. And I think that he commands it well. I think that he is their quarterback of the future. I think that this season really cemented that for that guy. And I'm going to take the Panthers in that game. And I think it starts with a big divisional win in Atlanta.
I think we're going to get the good version of the Falcons here. I really do. I mean, they're at home. And the way that Drake London's been playing ball lately, I don't think anybody on the entire Panthers squad can guard him. I really don't. As of right now, I will take the Falcons here.
Another divisional game, Bears at Vikings, is coming up here in your division.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I don't care. I've taken them a lot this year. They're my Bears from last year.
Yeah.
I've taken the Vikings a lot this year, and they've lost. But I think this is a game where they really need to win. And I think J.J. McCarthy's been playing good enough ball where the Bears can slip up this game on the road. Divisional game, never know what can happen. The Vikings need a win. Need a win very badly after losing a close one last week. I think that the Vikings are going to win that game.
These two teams matched up in week 1. And the Vikings got the upper hand in J.J. McCarthy's first NFL start. I think this is a completely different Bears team than they played in week 1. And I think the way the Bears are, I'm pretty sure they're on a 6-game win streak right now, 5-6-game win streak. I think I'm going with the hot hand here in Ben Johnson, in Caleb Williams, unfortunately. I hate saying that name. I hate saying that I'm going to predict the Bears will win.
We have some breaking news. Not huge, but Mike Kafka, we were just talking about the Giants. He just announced that with Jackson Dart being out this week,
he is out. Okay.
They're starting Jameis Winston at quarterback.
Oh, that's
They're
not
starting
good either.
Jameis Winston at quarterback. I mean, this is a red alert. This is a red alert for the Packers right here. He's going to be airing it out.
Yeah, no,
on Sunday.
I'm not a fan of that at all. I'd rather play Russell Wilson. This is not good.
Does that change your pick?
It does not change my
No,
pick.
it doesn't change my pick either.
I'm not picking against my team, but that makes me even, honestly, a little bit more scared.
Chargers at Jaguars with that after that intermission is the next matchup. This was a playoff matchup from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Great game, comeback game for the Jaguars.
It was our sophomore
in Jacksonville.
year.
In Jacksonville.
We've seen this story before.
I think that the Chargers win this game, though. I think that, like I said before, I think that they keep winning games. I think they end up winning that division when it's all said and done at the end of the season.
I also have the Chargers here. Hear me out. I just saw an interview of a press conference the other day where reporters were asking if Justin Herbert was healthy. And Jim Harbaugh loves this man. And I forgot the exact way he said it, but it was just this guy's an animal. He's healthy or something like that. It was something very, very nice to say about his quarterback. So give me the Chargers here.
Bucks at Bills. I will be there in Buffalo.
Are you nervous for this game?
I am nervous for this game.
How nervous?
It's a big game.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Like, not that nervous. Like, I don't know, like a 3.3. 3.3. Yeah, maybe.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't really get nervous for regular season games. Like for the
Okay.
Chiefs game, it was like maybe a 4.5.
Wow. I'm like the opposite. Well,
I don't know.
there's
Like,
playoff
it's obviously
games,
a big game, but like, I feel like also when I'm there, I feel like this is gonna sound really stupid, but I feel like you have way more of a control over the game than when you're not there. Does that make sense?
No, I mean,
so like, I get less nervous. I feel like if I'm at the game than if I'm watching on TV.
Okay.
Because I can't, like, if I'm there, at least I can yell and I can feel like maybe they're gonna hear me, that they're gonna change something. But
all right,
when you're at TV, you got no hope for that. With all that being said, I'm gonna take the Bills. I think they have to win when I'm there, so I'm gonna take them to win.
This is a week where both these teams are coming off a loss, and both these teams need a win right now, especially with the Panthers matching up against the Falcons. That is a game that the Bucs need to pray the Falcons win, and they need to win, and the Bucs need to win. And I think with Baker Mayfield, he visited there a couple of years ago, didn't get the result he wanted. And you know what I love Baker Mayfield in? Harsh situations. I'm going to bring up a reference, and I know it's old, but just the way he acts, especially against a crowd that hates him. They don't hate Baker, but they will hate him on Sunday. That's just how the Bills work. I'm just thinking back to that Kansas game. I always think back to that Kansas game when he was in college. And you know what? If we have that energy from Baker on Sunday, give me the Bucs.
Wow. Another divisional game after that one. Bengals at Steelers. I love the AFC North.
It's great.
It's probably my favorite division in football overall.
I think it is for me too. I think every year it is.
It's so fun. Even though these teams are not the best, it's going to be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to be a close game too. In Pittsburgh, it's always easy to pick the home team in an AFC North matchup, so I'm going to go with the Steelers.
These teams, two teams matched up on Thursday night where we saw the Bengals get the most of the Steelers. I think the Steelers at home will find a way to get Joe Flacco a little bit more quiet. And I think they need a bounce-back game in Aaron Rodgers. And I love me some Raj. Give me the Steelers.
49ers at Cardinals. Another divisional game this week. And the Cardinals with some news that the Niners usually see. Some injury news. Shout out to the Niners for all their injuries. But Marvin Harrison, his appendix burst about 30 minutes ago as we're recording this, so crazy there. And then also Zay Jones tore his Achilles recently, so prayers up to him. That's my guy. That really stinks for that wide receiver room and for the Cardinals there. So their offense is going to be even more depleted than it already is and was last week. And Christian McCaffrey's playing unreal ball right now, so I'm going to take the 49ers.
Same exact reasons. I am also going to take the Niners here. And we have yet another divisional game.
NFC West game again.
We have the Seahawks at the Rams. And I know the popular pick might be the Seahawks right now because the way they're flying around, and I know the way they play on the road, like we brought up, I don't care. It's all nonsense right now to me. I'm going to choose Matthew Stafford and the Rams to get it done. Find the holes in that defense that no other team has really, truly found this year. Give me the Rams.
I don't think it's necessarily the popular pick, but at the same time, I think that the numbers don't lie with the Seahawks, especially them. They're a team that I'm kind of been all in on the last 2 years for some reason. I really like how they built back up that team from what it was, because they were never really bad. They always were a competitive team.
They had one down year that I can really remember.
But that was really it. It wasn't anything too crazy. But I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game in LA. I think that's going to be another game that pushes them forward, like I said earlier, to potentially win that division and eventually possibly take a top 2 seed in the NFC.
And yet another divisional game.
Another Western divisional game as well.
Wow. This game I'm really excited for.
Chiefs at Broncos. I'm not sure what the America's game of the week is, but it's definitely one of these last two that we're talking about, either the Broncos or the Rams game. But in Denver, always a tough place to play, especially when the Chiefs come to town. The Chiefs, I think, are going to fall this week to the Broncos. I think the Broncos will improve to 9-2 or 8-2. Sorry. And I think that they win that game. I think it's going to be a good one, but I think that they're going to take it.
Yeah, I love the way that this Denver team is playing right now. I really like it. And this is Jim Nantz calling this game. So the America's Game of the Week will be in the 1 o'clock window, which that always kind of sucks. I wish we had both of them, but I wish you got to choose which one you wanted to watch. But I like the way that Denver's playing at home. I think Kansas City, you have a lot of question marks for me right now, especially matched up against that Denver defense. Give me Denver here as well.
Ravens at Browns is the next game. Another divisional matchup for the AFC North. In the last divisional matchup of the week as well. I'm going to take the Ravens in this one. I think that they're going to improve to 4 wins in a row, I'm pretty sure, with Lamar back, winning in Cleveland.
Yeah, this is a good game right here. Just to see what that Baltimore offense can do against a good defense. I'm not saying they're a great defense this year, but I still think it's a testable defense that they will play. I also have the Ravens continuing this win streak, and with Pittsburgh possibly losing this week, they could really take command of that division. But give me the Ravens here as well.
Lions at Eagles is the next game.
This is Sunday night.
Huge game for the top of the NFC right here.
Yeah, this is ginormous.
If the Lions want to be the top seed in the NFC, they have to win this game. They have to. And if the Eagles want to cement themselves as the top seed in the NFC, they have to win this game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Eagles at home. I think that's always an easy pick to take the Eagles at home, especially in a game where I feel like the Lions, in these types of games, I feel like they try to make it a track meet when it shouldn't be a track meet.
Okay.
And that sometimes calls for overthrows, stalled drives, and not much time of possession. So I think that the Eagles offense really dominates the time of possession in this game and takes the win.
I'm going to choose the opposite here. I'm going to go with the Lions here. I just like the way that they've been playing these past couple of weeks. I don't know. I just have a feeling about this Lions team this year, and it's not how I felt about them in the past. I thought they were even big of a threat. I thought they were way bigger of a threat in the past. And I'm not saying that they're a team that you can look past, because they're not. And this Detroit team is also not, like, I'm just going to compare it to last year. I mean, they were NFC favorites almost the whole year. And I don't necessarily see that this year, but I do see a more realistic Lions teams that they could be NFC favorites, because maybe they don't have this star power or this genius play calling that they've had in the past. But I think it's more of a realistic one where they're not going as aggressive as years past. And I think with more conservative ball, it will help them win against the Eagles this week.
And then the last game of the week, on Monday night, this is a very much a Monday night game as well.
Very much.
Cowboys at Raiders.
2 Monday night games in the span of 3 weeks for the Cowboys, by the way.
Yeah.
Unreal. Just get them out of my TV, please.
I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win this game too. I think that against the Raiders, they're just not. They have some good players. They do. They really do. But they're just not playing great ball overall as a team, especially that defense. And I think that against that Cowboys offense versus that Raiders defense is really going to be overpowered or overpowering. So I'm going to take the Cowboys in that game on Monday night.
I can never justify picking the Raiders. Give me the Cowboys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, the Raiders are in shambles. That's our picks for the week. Colts and Saints on a bye once again. And thanks again for sticking with us. If you're not already and you would like to, follow us on our Instagram.
At Out of Bounds Podcast with a dot between every single word.
Yes, it is. And yeah, Gab, you got anything?
We just got to see the Packers get a win for once. I mean, it's been a long time. 2 weeks is a long time. Hopefully we can get it this week.
Yeah, go Bills. I'll be cheering loud. Hopefully I'll be heard in the TV. I don't know who's calling the game, but that's always something interesting to look over and see who's in the booth.
I really hope that's an Iron Eagle game. That's a CBS game.
That seems like it would be.
It would be an Iron Eagle game. Or maybe a Kevin Harlan game.
Ooh, that would be awesome if it's Harlan.
Either or.
But as always, thank you guys, and have a day.
Have a day.